Hello everyone, it's another beautiful day here. What better way to spend your Sunday afternoons than working on your old rundown pieces of equipment and vehicles and all kinds of good stuff like that. One of the tires on my box trailer, belt broke, had a belt broken on it, so there's a bulge in the tire. So I got a new tire and a wheel. Found this wheel on Amazon. It's the exact same Dexter wheel that the trailers had on it before. The reason I'm replacing the wheel is the old one was bent pretty badly. But it came with a new valve stem on it, so I don't even have to get a valve stem put in there. And I just ordered the puller tool because I kind of embarrassed myself in my last video putting the new wheels on the Volkswagen. I didn't even have a valve stem puller. A lot of people were calling me out in the comments about that. I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, so box trailer's getting a new wheel and tire. I might be going to pick up that F-150 that presumably had the bad engine. You guys remember the one that I could have picked up for 500 bucks? I think they're going to have me do the AC compressor on that thing finally. So, we've got a lot of stuff lined up here today. Let's get down to it, starting with this wheel and tire. Why use your knife when you can use your pliers, right? Now, you'll see this yellow dot here. You typically want to align the yellow dot with the valve stem. That helps the tire balance out better. I'm not going to balance this particular one. You're really not going to see much of a benefit in balancing your trailer tires. That looks nice and pretty. Makes me want to do the other three now. You know, some people have made fun of me for driving this Jetta. Oh, that's still not you. Oh, you look like a dad with 5 kids, blah, blah, blah. Why aren't you driving a truck? And, you know, I love this thing. It's awesome. It's got so much space inside of this when you fold down those 2 front seats. It's got this little cover here that you can bring over and, you know, hide your goodies, hide your belongings, tools, whatever you keep in here. There's just as much room in the back of this thing as there is, you know, in a mid-sized truck with a tonneau cover on it, maybe even more. And I love it. And it gets 40 miles to the gallon consistently. I've seen as high as 50, and sometimes you're never going to see that in any pickup truck. And I like this thing. I don't care what people say. I like it. But before we get started with all that, we got a quick brake job to do on this Tahoe here. It's a 2010, I believe. Just needs pads all the way around, so it should be pretty straightforward, provided nothing goes wrong. But something I thought that was pretty interesting about this Tahoe, and I'm surprised I've never seen one of these before working at the dealer. This Tahoe has a middle seat. It's got a middle seat here. That whole space under here is open. I've never seen one of these before. Now, I don't know if this was an option I just didn't know about, but I've never seen a Chevy Tahoe with a middle seat here like that. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, it's your usual Chevy Tahoe GM product. It'll have the airbag light on, the tire pressure light on, and different things like that. Probably an oil burner. And it is definitely an oil burner because, as you can see, nothing on the dipstick until the very tip of it. So we're gonna have to add some oil here. Got all the brake pads off, and take a look at these front pads. Now that is what you call getting your money's worth out of your brake pads. Rear pads weren't too bad. I mean, a little worn, but it's one of those things where, you know, you might as well do it while you're at it. Oh, and by the way, I guess you guys are going to find this out sooner or later. I did decide to try one of these Harbor Freight impacts out. It is a 3/4 inch, and I got that so I can get the hubcaps off of my motorhome with the 1 11/16" socket. It's lightweight, and that's pretty much the only good thing I have to say about this thing. It definitely does not have near the advertised torque, and my 1/2 inch snap-on impact is much more powerful. But it's a nice thing to have here at home, so whatever. Laugh at me if you want. It was only 100 and something bucks. Got the new brake pads on. Everything went super smooth. Pretty simple to do on these trucks. Both fronts and rears are all done. And these are the only tools you need. You don't need an actual pry bar. A little screwdriver will do just fine, just as long as you don't go King Kong on it. 21 millimeter wrench, 19 millimeter socket and ratchet, 13 millimeter socket, and your caliper press tool, your 22 millimeter impact, and that's it. literally all the tools you need to do a brake job on this Chevy Tahoe. You guys recognize that? Tahoe's done. There it goes up on the truck. And here is the F-150. The one that supposedly had the bad engine, and it turned out to just be an AC compressor. Now, I'm sure you all can't wait to see this truck running, but before we start, we got a phone call from a friend.
I was driving down the highway and lost all power, lost the throttle, and so I saw the battery light come on really quickly, and I thought, oh my goodness, what's going on? I just did the valve cover gaskets, the spark plugs, and now this is happening. Did I do something wrong? So we pull over to the side of the road, and every time we turn it over, it feels like there's something rattling inside, and I have no clue.
I'm thinking maybe the timing belt broke, but the good thing here with this engine is it's non-interference. So if it did break, all we got to do is line it back up and send it on its way. Now, you said that this engine's been replaced, right? Or
yeah.
This is a used engine?
Yep.
Out of something?
The odometer says 272, I think.
Okay.
And the timing belt says 78,000.
Okay.
So my guess, I mean, I've had it for about 30,000 miles. My guess is that's probably like 110, 120. But I have no way of verifying that.
Has it always done that?
No, usually it shuts off right away.
Okay. Well, that doesn't sound like timing.
Yeah, it was not consistently running before.
Let me, do you have a dipstick or a rag or something? I want to check the oil level. Let's take a look at that oil here. I mean, it looks okay. Looks fine.
Changed
you
about.
Want to wipe that off?
Yeah, I changed it about 1,500 or so.
All right. I mean, it's a little low, but it's in the safe zone. Yeah. I mean, and it could also be reading low because the car is parked on an incline.
That's true.
Okay. Well, let me start it again.
Oh, you want me to start?
Yeah, actually, yeah, if you don't mind. And sorry, we won't need that 10 millimeter because if the timing belt was broke,
it wouldn't be running.
Yeah, right.
And it wasn't running before. So.
Okay, try starting it again. Ooh, that just doesn't sound good. Shut it off. So sadly, the engine on that Camry is pretty much done. After talking with the owner, I found out that it had run very low on oil a little while ago, and I'm thinking that caused damage to the bearings, which now led to this point. Unfortunately, the car is just not worth putting any engine work into, so he's going to sell it or scrap it. But anyways, too bad we can't fix that one. But back to the F-150. All right, let's see what we got to do to get to this AC compressor here. Shouldn't be that bad. And we got a few bolts. Looks like they're 10 millimeters. The belt is already loose. We'll take that belt off, and we're going to put a new one on here while we're at it. And then we got an accumulator or dryer, accumulator/dryer that we're going to replace as well. So let's get this old AC compressor out of here. I'll show you guys how it's all seized up. Okay, the old compressor is out. Had to move the idler arm there out of the way to get the compressor out, but it was pretty straightforward, simple job. Not bad. Here it is. Should have worn gloves for this, but the problem is they get torn up anyway. And it's seized up tight. It is not budging. New compressor is on. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. There it is, down there. It's on, all hooked up, attached. Pull the old belt out here. There we go. Here's the old belt. Put the new one on. And we're gonna replace that accumulator dryer back in there. Well, here we go, guys. It's all done. The new accumulator or dryer is in there. The new compressor's in. And this truck just runs like a dream. It's so nice. It's so cool to see, you know, a 2003 like this in such good condition. I mean, look at that seat. It's immaculate. It's great. Start it up again. Beautiful. Sounds beautiful. Another successful day. Well, there you go, guys. Just a day in my life. Weekend day here. If you enjoyed this video, give it a mechanic's thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.